Hey, hello everyone. How are you today? How are you? Hello, Chris, Sina.
How
Oh,
are you? Hello, Chris. Sina. Today. How are you?
sorry,
Hello,
sorry.
Chris.
All right, now it's working. Hello, Chris, Sina, Dian, Luke. Hello, Kevin, Don, Sebastian. No, this is not Sebastian. This is Sebastian. Hello, Salman. Hi, Ann. Hola, Alex. Hey, Hugo. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Yang. How are you guys? Hope you have a very nice morning. Hello, Dominic, Joe Gold, and Mike Cornell. Hello, guys. All right. So today, hello, Basil. Today, kind of a boring day because the indices were doing absolutely nothing, just sideways, kind of, like uh, just chilling. But we found a few opportunities. We found two very good opportunities. I took two trades today. Hola, Renato. I took two trades today. The first one was an Amazon trade. Um, I had better expectations for that, but it just reversed. And I think I was just I was just starting to journal that trade, and I think my preparation had a flaw. I think that I missed a demand zone, and that's why I mean once I was inside of that trade, I actually noticed that zone, and I had like to manage my trade like right there. So I cut my trade like instead of just like 25% or something, I took like 80% right there. And actually my runners, they went all the way to a little bit red. So yeah, and again, that was my mistake. That was my mistake. I'm not gonna say it was lack of preparation because I was prepared. My charts were refined and updated. It was just I totally missed that area, or I totally missed draw something on that area. So I'm gonna show you in a few minutes. Just wanted to kind of brief reflection. And then my second trade was a bit later, and it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing because I was actually chatting with Luke, and we were watching the same thing. We were watching the same thing because he already know my secrets. He already know my setup. So we were watching QQQ with a small, or well, it was not that small. Uh, we were watching QQQ around 1040 with a head and shoulders, and I was super tempted to take the breakout, but I waited for the retest, and I'm glad that I waited. I'm glad that I waited. I'm gonna show you also that QQQ trade, and I was waiting for something similar on SPY, but SPY was moving differently. SPY was moving differently, so QQQ was my candidate. It went well. So a few things to show you today. All right, so let's get started. Hello, Andrew, Randall, Renato, JT, J Trades, Andreas. How are you, Andreas? Hey, Andreas. Let's go both for the performance coaching sessions. I know you are on Europe, so you're taking lessons on at night. But just don't forget to give your vote. Hello, boys. All right, guys. So AMD. In my opinion, I was watching AMD and Amazon at the same time, And for some reason, I decided to go with Amazon. I really thought that it had like more potential. But this one has this gap fill, and I don't know, I kind of regret taking Amazon. Even when I had a small win, I kind of regret it, but that's okay. All right, so we had this break and retest of the 5 minute opening range low, and look at this. This is very easy. I really think this is like really easy to spot. Uh, Let me tell you guys, this is a very small trade. This is a very small trade, and for being real, I don't know if I will take profits right here, right? Because it was just a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. That's fine. That's fine. That's what we are looking like all the time. But they had a lot of potential, at least to the gap fill, right? At least to the gap fill. So this is a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it too much. But then go watch this break and retest, or well, let's say it was a stronger retest and rejection of the opening price. Look at this candle right here, right? Like it was rejected the opening price. So actually this was a way better entry, right? Way better entry. Just look at this candle right here. I like it. I like it. But this was a little bit higher than this. So I don't know. I mean, still, like kind of respecting market structure. I don't know. Something didn't like this too much, and I like Amazon a little bit more. Uh, but I'm gonna show you what I was telling about Amazon here. But well, after this strong rejection, look at we had here. We had this break and retest of this previous low of the day, or the low of the day. So we had this retest right here. At this rejection, you can open your position here and just aim to the round numbers, right? This is 174.50, and this was a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. So this was actually a nice one. Or if you were waiting to be like, let's say, below the pre-market low, same thing. It was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. So this was a nice trade. I mean, right here, right in this area, you are just trusting this for this gap fill, right? And in my opinion, and maybe this is my experience, a trend, it's heavier than support demand zones, right? So I mean, I don't care if this was the I mean, if you zoom out, look left, and you start looking here on this area here, 175, you're gonna watch that this is a demand zone, right? This is a strong demand zone. But when you are on a trend, in my opinion, again, I don't think so. This is in any trading book, but in my opinion, I think a trend is heavier, or like more important than supply demand zones or support resistance. What do you think about that? I mean, this is a public space. I respect everyone's opinion. If you have a different opinion, I would like to read it. But that's just my opinion. I think a trend is heavier than I don't know, like support resistance. Um, Don, you took Amazon, all right, and look at the EMD. I got it. Andrew 1021, Andrew 1021, Andrew 1021, right here. You were like waiting this break retest of previous day low, Andrew. Just look at this 1021 right here. Both indices were actually going higher. Um, I don't know. For some reason, I don't like this. This is kind of a shy break, right? This is kind of a shy break of this previous day low. Yes, it had a few rejections right here. Yeah, no, I get what you tried here. I get what you tried here. It's just on the context. The right here, 1021. Actually, 1021 was the one candle that started ripping on both indices. So that I just think that was kind of unfortunate. Lane. So great. I'm driving. Thank you, Lane. Thank you for joining. I read your message. Just be strong, man. Be strong. We're here. We're here. Um, is it lagging? I don't know. Is it lagging? You know what? I always have like my laptop in front of me. Just I mean I know I'm in the same network, but it's like the main reason is just to watch if there's some lagging on the on YouTube. But right now it looks good. Uh, if it's like super lagging and frozen, just let me know and let's I'll try to do something. Uh, uh, um, no, it's okay. Sarvesh, was your target 1 to 2 for the break and retest of the 5 minute opening range low? Where? Yes, this is this is a 1 to 2, and well, but yes, but if you just go back here, look, this is kind of your. I mean, I know you don't trust too much into the pre-market volume, but I mean this is kind of like a consolidation area. So yeah, but yes, that's basically looking for a 1 to 2. I will not enter this trade just looking for a 1 to 2. I will enter this trade looking for the complete gap fill. But yes, I mean your answer is just this drawing tool is just a 1 to 2. Um, Jancy Garcia, could you explain about the yellow zone gap? Okay? Yes, I will. If you go to the daily chart, all right. This is not gonna be good. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. If you go to the daily chart, Jancy, when there's a gap up, and that means that, for example, this gap was created between Tuesday, August the 12th, and Wednesday the 13th. Actually, this gap was all the way to here, right? Was all the way to here. So basically, it's the difference between the previous day low and the next day. I'm sorry, the previous day high and the next day low, or vice versa, right? Like I mean, there's sometimes gap downs. So the previous day low versus the next day highs, right? So this is how I draw them. It's just again, it's just the difference between the high and low from consecutive days. And in the next days, if price is revisiting this area, I just adjust this box. So this is just like the area that it's pending to fill. And today, for example, just today, we just filled this gap, and this is actually very bullish, right? I mean, because you already took all the orders pending right here, and you are actually reacting nicely here. So this is just probably your area for a bounce. Let's see how what happens there. Yancy, let me know if that explains what you wanted to know. Neto, 1028 candle, 1028, 1028. All right. Well, that's what I was telling you guys. I mean, this is a strong rejection of the opening price going below the 5 minute opening range low. But I was watching this candle, and this candle happened like in 10 seconds, right? This was a super aggressive candle. Yes, if you were ready and you took this candle here, that was an amazing trade. That's the actual start of the move to the gap fill. But it just happened too fast. It just happened too fast. Um, Lane, you took one contract trade today for $50 on AMD. Impulsive break of previous low of the day on AMD. Previous low of the, like something around here, 1029. Take a look if you get the chance. Yeah, which one here? You know what, Lane? I used to do the breakout trading, right? I used to wait for the break of support resistance, and I like it because it was feeling my emotions. But now, I mean, when I started strolling with my trade, I that's when I just joined the Scarface community, and I started using the break and retest. So at first, waiting for the retest was a complete challenge, right? But as you can see here, I mean, yes, it's very it's a huge temptation taking the breakout of the previous day low, because usually when you break the previous day low or the previous day high, it's kind of, like you're looking for continuation. But for me, it gives me more peace of mind, waiting for the retest. And if the retest doesn't come, I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm actually gonna show you my QQQ trade, because I think that's a very good example of how I was tempted to take the breakout, but I waited for the retest, and it actually worked. It actually worked nice. Um, Neto, in what portion do you usually scale? 50, 20? No, you know what? I usually take like 20, 25% at high and low of the day. Then 50% on my first key level, and usually that first key level it's at least a 1 to 2 reward rate to trade. And then the rest, I'm just like going, waiting for the pushes, trying to sell into strength. Dian, yes, it was too fast. Yeah, that you enter later, 1033. This one here, right? Yeah, this is the retest of the previous day low. So yeah, I was tempted to take this breakout, because after this candle, you are just saying like, oh well, this thing is gonna drop hardly. But look at this, it actually offered a nice retest. So yeah, I really like this 1033. That was a nice one. That was a very nice one. um okay. Good, Lane. Good. Yeah, I mean, the break and retest is the lowest risk, setup, right? In my opinion. Basil, I'm readjusting my playbook. What's the main things to focus when making a playbook? Um, you know what? It's funny, Basil, because today we have a performance coaching session on the Traders Lab. That's kind of the premium uh, portion of the Scarface ecosystem, and we have a session today, and we're gonna talk about playbooks. So what you should have on your playbook? It's basically what are the conditions for your entries, right? Like, I mean, if you are looking for some correlation with the indices, if you are looking for something that triggers your opportunity, like, I mean, here we use the break and retest. So the actual break of a key level, that's kind of my it's not my trigger, but that's when, like, you start paying attention, right? So now you are just waiting for the retest, and the retest on a relevant key level with the relevant context on the indices. That's what, like, when you take an entry. So you need to define what is the right context, or what are the right conditions for your entries. And then you should have how you are going to manage your position, right? How you are going to set your risk, what is going to be the invalidation level, or what you are going to consider like your invalidation level, or how to stop if if price is against you. And well, I think that's it. I mean, context, your entry triggers, how to manage, how to measure your risk, and I don't know, like uh, maybe I don't know, like time wise conditions. Like for example, I don't like to enter like 9:58, right? Why? Because usually at 10 a.m. we have news, or that candle is always messing with the actual price action. So I try to stay away of that candle for at least 5-10 minutes, right? I don't trade on the first 10 minutes, for example. That those are the kind of like things that you should have on your playbook, right? Uh, J trades. I took a put on Palantir. I'll go to Palantir in a few minutes. Streams gone. My end. Not sure what happened, Chris. Hey Don, yeah, I'm also excited, right? Because I think that's the most frequent question that I have every time on the Traders Lab. Like, hey Neto, I mean, I already have my setup. I already have kind of like my rules. I already have like my desired context. So how I put it together, and that's today's class. Excited about that. What time? It's 4 p.m. Eastern time. How does your pre-market thesis in general looks like? What do you emphasize more on? And well, I mean, I usually uh, for the pre-market, I'm usually looking at the 4 hour and the 15-minute chart, and I'm looking if something is like about to break out in some direction. And if you are like in the middle of a range, well, it goes to the back burner. I mean, I don't discard them. It's just like I don't pay too much attention to them. But the hot ones, they are on my watch list. I also I'm always watching 6 different names on this screen, or 8 different names on this screen, plus SPY and QQQ. So I mean, if they are on a relevant key area, they are at my left. I don't know why. And if they are not relevant on the day, they are at my right. I think the reason is because sometimes I switch between having 6 or 8 on my watch list. So if I just got bored about 2 of them, I just come here and like switch. And they disappear, the ones at the right. That's why like the left side, it's the most important for me. um that's it, Sarvesh. I mean, I draw my levels from top to bottom on the higher on the time frames. So I start with the daily, and then I go to the 4 hours, and then I go to the 15-minute chart. I actually I go from the 4 hour to the 15-minute chart. And again, what I do is I mean, I start looking at the names that are trying to do something, or trying to break out on a higher time frame, or just like moving clearly and not just going sideways on the higher time frame. So that's what I basically try to do, and that's how I like define my bias or my trading thesis. All right, so let me move forward. All right, so here this was my Amazon trade. This was my Amazon trade. So basically what I did here is I was waiting this rejection of the pre-market high, and this pre-market high was aligned with the previous day close. All right. So all these rejections were telling me, okay, well, this thing wants to go lower first. And when we had this break and retest of this low of the day, kind of one candle rule, order block, whatever you want to call it, and this rejection was below the 5-minute opening range, below the previous day low, and actually going below this pre-market low, all this was telling me, okay, well, this is relative weakness, right? Because right at this time, 942, or let's say 940, yeah, let's say 942, 943, both indices were just, like going sideways. But despite indices going sideways, this name already broke out to the downside. So here we actually had this 943. We actually had kind of a bounce on SPY and QQQ. But look what happened right here. I mean, yeah, it had some sort of reaction, but it stayed heavy, right? It stayed heavy. So I was watching to this and I was like, oh, well, we have a very juicy gap to the downside right here. So I'm going to show you right here. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. So I was watching this Amazon thing and I was like, oh, well, we have this gap fill right here. And I really like it, right? I really like it because we had one rejection, 233, two rejections, 233, opening below these 230.50. I don't know, like I was like, okay, well, this is looking good. But once I jump into this trade, for some reason uh I didn't have a level here. Why? I just don't know. So actually, I think it should be here. So I just missed this this key level here. I just missed this key level here. So when when I came to this 15-minute chart and I was watching this, I was like, oh, damn it. I missed this line here. So I was just watching this gap and I didn't have anything right here. So uh, in my books, this was a mistake because I needed something, like more visual here. So I totally missed this. I totally missed this key area, key level. So once I identified that, I was like, oh well. I mean, once we come visit this area here, I'm gonna cut a bit more on my trade. And let me show you what I did here. Copy image right here. It says it's too it says it's too long. I'm gonna try to do something, guys. Let me know if you can see it. All right. Can you see my screen there? That's my trade seller journal entry. Yes. All right. Okay. So basically what I did is I waited for this break, displacement and retest of this low of the day, I entered here on this 940 something, I don't know, like 46. And then again, I told you, like, I identified this area here. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna take most of my position here. So I took like 80% of my position right here. And when I got this candle right here, when it went above this high, I just closed my position. Like this was a small red on my entry. This was small red on my position, and this one here was like I don't know, like 25% from here to here. I mean, it was a nice trade. Just I mean, I had better expectations for this. Right. So back to the chart. Can you see my charts again? Can you see my charts on the screen? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I have the YouTube right here. All right. Thank you. So actually, that was easy. That was easy. If we need to switch from screen to screen, that was easy. All right. Let's try it again. I'm gonna try it today later with my QQQ trade. All right. All right. So that was my Amazon trade. Again, I tried this break retest of this low of the day, and I took it right here, 80% my position, right when we touch this area here. And I think, yeah, on this candle right here, 1016, I just closed my position. All right, let me go to the chat. What is the 229.6 level in Amazon? 229.6. 229.6. Where? 229.6. It's this low. 229.67. It's this not sure if you can watch it here. This low of the day, we had this break and we retested this low of the day. I actually draw here like the order block, right? It's the order block, it's the complete candle week, but actually I was just waiting for the retest of this low of the day. Who asked this? Sarvesh. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that, Sarvesh. So 229.81, it's the previous day low. Let me try to squeeze it here. Previous day low, 229.81, and this 229.67, it's the bottom of this candle wick, right? So I just draw this area here, just looking for this retest, right? Let me know if I actually answered your question here. Basil, do you take any longs? I do. I do. It's just I like more, like puts. They work faster, and in my opinion, they work like easier. And let me tell you something. I mean, when you are taking calls, this is something I don't remember. I don't remember where I read this, but it's gonna resonate in your mind. So when you want price to go higher, you need a lot of energy of buyers actually, like pushing for that price, right? Like like pushing orders so the price is going up. But when I mean, if there's a lack of orders, price just drops, right? You don't need any energy from the sellers to push price down. So I like that, because I'm not I'm not the most patient of the traders. So I really like puts because they work faster, and I'm very good reacting to price action, but I'm not super good at like waiting patiently. So that's why I like more puts. But yeah, I mean I do take a lot of calls. Not recently, not recently, but yes, I do. I mean, I think most of my trades on Nvidia, they have been longs, right? But yeah, I will not uh, call me a bear. But I see what you're doing there, Basil. All right. So this morning you were looking for names with relative weakness instead of something like Nvidia. Yeah. So yes, and let me show you why. I was watching this. Look at this. This is QQQ, and as you know, most of the names that I trade, they are tech names, right? So what I was watching here is this kind of downtrend right here, something like this. So what I was waiting for, it's like, okay, well, if we break these previous all-time highs, and as you can see here on my chart, it's highlighted. So this is the all-time previous all-time highs, low of Fridays. So I was waiting for these 576 to look for something. So if we broke this 576 or this 577 rejecting this 577, I was looking for weakness. Yes, I was looking for weakness because until we don't reclaim, I don't know, like maybe these 578.50, until we don't reclaim this, for me, we are in a short term downtrend. Can you see here? And I'm not saying at all this is bearish. This is just the break and retest of the previous all-time highs, right? So that's why I was looking like, okay, well, if we need a deeper pullback, I'm super interested, right? Where, I don't know, like maybe here 573, 572.50. That will be like, if we need a deeper pullback, that will be my area to look for the bounce, right? Like something around here below 574, maybe 573, 72.50. This will be my bounce area here. But yeah, no, I'm not a bear, at least not on QQQ, right? Not on QQQ. This is just like a healthy pullback to all-time highs. So we had this break, displacement, and retest of previous all-time highs. So that's why I was looking for some downside on QQQ, because I didn't see, like, in the pre-market we were doing something interesting. This is the 15-minute chart. So look at this. I mean, on the pre-market we actually had this rejection of 577.50, and we were just like rejecting this 577. So that's why I was looking for weakness. Uh, Not because I'm a bear, like Basil said. All right. Um, okay. Candle for your candle for the order block is green and mine is red. Uh, I don't know what to say. This one here? I don't know what to say. But let me tell you something though. I mean, again, forget about the names. Forget about the names. Forget about the patterns. What is this telling you? Forget about the color of this candle. This was the low of the day. I mean, I know it's super early, 9:37, but this was your low of the day. So you had a break and retest on your low of the day. So forget about the order block. Forget about the one candle rule. You are retesting low of the day. All right. I just want to make sure that we are not looking for patterns. We are not looking for colors. We are watching price action. What happened here? It broke the low of the day, came back, retested, and continued to the downside. All right. Thank you, Don. All right. Yeah. So that actually, if you probably you are very new in the community, Don, but we have another moderator. Her name is Lauren, and she's amazing. She has a gift for reading price action. So when she shares her chart, she's actually using different colors, and I think it's because there's people that they like associate red with bad, green with good. So she just changed to black and white, and I mean, I think it's easier if yeah. I mean, Lauren, she has been busy with the life and her job, but she's here. I mean, actually, I talked to her. Well, I chat with her, I think on Friday or Thursday. She's good. She misses us. She's gonna be like more active on the next days. You will see. Uh, So what I want you to see here, Don, is not the colors, but what is going on here, right? Like the break, displacement, and retest of this area here. So forget about the colors. Look the reactions right here. All right. All right. Neto, I have a question for drawing your levels. For example, my 15-minute chart on QQQ was 576.80 and yours is, I can't explain why. It was, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Dian. Uh, I actually don't know. QQQ. 576.80, 11, August the 11th, high, August the 11th, high. 576.80. Oh, it's right here. 576.80. This is from next day. This is from Tuesday the 12th. And it's not the high, it's like like a pivot high. But for the 11, it's yes, it's 576.80 just like yours. All right. J trades. That's what I changed my color. Yeah, I mean there's people that they prefer to change the colors because again, there if you are associating like red with bad and green with good, I mean you just make the change, and it doesn't need to be like black and white. There's people using like I think Lauren uses like magenta uh, and white. I don't know. I mean you do blue and gray. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. So that was the Amazon trade. I like it, but I will prefer it went for the gap fail. Just didn't work. Let's go to the next one. This is Nvidia. For being honest, I'm not like liking this Nvidia too much because first this I think this was the first trade they took on the community. 9:38. Again, I don't trade the first 10 minutes, and I don't trade the first 10 minutes of a Monday. Mondays and Fridays are the days where I'm trying to be more patient, like way more patient, right? Because like traders are waking up from the weekend. It's just like I want to be like very patient on Mondays. So I see what they were watching here. This was a nice break and retest of this previous day low. I'm sorry, previous day high 181.90, and they were looking for, I don't know, like 183 maybe, but they didn't work, right? And I think they took an 84% rule, something like this. These actually work. These actually work better. All the way to here. Look how many candles you have to manage your position here. This was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. Again, I'm not super fan of Nvidia this close to all-time highs. That's why I don't take it. But yeah, I mean, I get what they tried here. Actually, this might be, instead of this entry, this might be something like this, right? Like here. I don't know. Someone took Nvidia today. DC, you got a bad entry. Can you share what you tried here? Anyone else took Nvidia? I think people is like taking Nvidia with a grain of salt, right? Like it's like, okay, well, I mean, we know you're the giant of the market. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, for being honest, I don't know if it's going to hit the 200 key level like this year. I'm not gonna say ever, but at least this year, 200. I don't know. But let me tell you something. That's what I said with 150 a few months ago when we were like in 90 or something like that, right? So yeah, I mean, It's Nvidia, so you never know. Mm. You took Tony's signal. Yeah. I don't join the live stream because I got distracted. For example, they took Nvidia trades today and I was looking downside. Uh, as you can see here, look, for example, I mean, if they were looking for something like this second retest on the previous day high, for me, this was not an option, right? Just because QQQ was below the 5-minute opening range. And SPY was kind of reacting to that exact level. Uh, but in my eyes, it was going lower. It was going lower. So I wouldn't try anything to the upside because I was watching QQQ going to the downside. Or at least that was kind of my, like my morning thesis. And it was kind of following through. It was kind of following through. I mean, this was not like a huge reaction. So I don't know. Dian later today, 12:31. Good entry, short for Nvidia. 12:31, something like here. It was a good one, and it was a good rejection area on QQQ and SPY. Yeah, but look at this. I mean, right now, this is just. Give me 1 second. I need to find. I need to play more with these tools here. Yeah, here. Look at this. I mean, right there, you were inside of a channel in QQQ and SPY. This was the same thing here. Can you see? 12:31. You were at the top of that channel, but I mean, again, that was a channel, right? I mean, you are not supposed to distrust the channel unless you are at the bottom of the channel, right? But you were at the top of the channel right here. So I don't know, like first, it's just too late for me on the day, and second, context wise, I don't know. I mean, something happened here and it rejected on both indices and here on Nvidia, but I don't know if I will trust this 12:31. But I see what you had there. Um, 9:39, but at the top, right here. Yeah, too late. You were chasing. All right. Well, that was Nvidia. What about Tesla? So Tesla, guys, that was super easy. Also, this is the pre-market high. Pre-market high 330, 331. Let's call it 331. So you had this break, displacement, huge and nice and clean displacement, retest of this pre-market high, and you actually had like two good opportunities to take this trade, or even three if you were like considering like something like this. See, something like this. All right. Here you are gonna ask, what is this orange line here? Do you remember this line here on the daily? I'm loving it. This is the break and retest of this pennant, triangle, flag, whatever you want to call it. This is the break and retest of the breakout level. I mean, if we play with this, something like this, yeah, break and retest of this. I love it. Something like this. I love it. So that's why. Oh, look at this. I move it. I just move it a little bit, and instead of being the rejection, it was the bounce level. It was the bounce level. But this is what I was watching on Tesla. For me, this is just sidewise. I'm sorry. Yeah, like yeah, sideways in Tesla. So, but if you are, I know there's a lot of people only with just only waiting for Tesla moves, and that's it. And look at this. I mean, it's actually working. If you are playing weeklies, it's actually working nicely. Anyone took a Tesla trade today? Would you personally take a trade on Tesla today that looks so ugly? I I don't I have not been taking Tesla trades for a while because it's because of this. Because of this. I mean, it's not clear what it wants to do. It's a huge range. It's a huge range right here. So this is the reason I have not been playing Tesla for some weeks now. So it's moving sideways. I know, and this is kind of the Tesla thing for some weeks. It's just chilling, and suddenly it breaks out, and it moves like 10 points in a day. But it was later in the day, or it was in the pre-market. So yeah, it has been kind of weird for Tesla. That's why I have not been playing it. Uh, and I've been watching other names. Uh, like this. I've been playing Microsoft. And look at this. We have a nice break, displacement, and retest of three different key levels. Pre-market low, this 520.40. This is the previous day close, this 520.20. This is the 5-minute opening range, 519.90. So look at all of the reactions and rejections right here. So I really like this because only to low of the day, it was a 1 to 2.8 risk reward rate to trade. But look at this. It had a nice gap down there. And look at this. It actually closed the gap today. So if you miss this entry here, look at this. You have two more opportunities here. This 519, it's previous day low. So look at the reaction right here. It tried to come back, get inside previous day range, and look at the reactions right here. Look at this candle wick. It tried, and then look at this rejection. So this rejection, it's not telling you. It's screaming at you, I wanna go lower. I wanna go lower. So this can actually be something like this. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this huge rejection. Top of these candles are gonna be my risk. And let's say I want to go to the gap. This was a 1 to 2.7 risk reward rate to trade. And look what happened on the gap. I mean, reaction, but market structure was there. So right here, you had another break and retest of this low of the day, 518.29 key level on the 15-minute chart. And then actually, if you miss this, you also had this. This is the break and retest of low of the day. Can you see here? Low of the day, break, retest, more downside, at least to the gap fill. What happens here? Gap fill. Look at this. 1 to 5, almost 1 to 6 risk reward rate to trade. Just the gap fill with very controlled risk right here at low of the day. So that was Microsoft. Anyone took Microsoft today? Dian, you don't have audio or video? Uh, You know what? I mean, I have, just as I said, I have my other laptop right here in front of me, and it's looking good. I don't know what happened. Uh, J trades. I avoided Tesla. Yeah. Richard, you enter Microsoft 9:08 Central Time. That reaction, I was bearish on this stock coming into the day. Okay, now it's 10:08 for us. Look at this. Is this exact trade, Richard? Just two candles before, but it's nice and clear reaction to previous day close, 5 minute opening range low, pre-market low. This was a very nice and clear entry to the downside. And what was happening on the indices? All right, well, the indices were showing weakness. Look at this. Indices were showing weakness right here. So this candle here, look at this, rejecting this trend line on SPY, rejecting this trend line on QQQ. So that was a very nice entry. Microsoft was nice. Joe, where can I get your levels on your charts? I don't know, like here. uh, Joe, you are touching sensitive fibers here. I owe you guys a charting video. Uh, because I think the way I do it, it's like super easy. But you know what they say, like common sense is the less common of all of the senses. I really want to show you how I do it. But as you can see here, guys. For example, let's take uh, the example of, well, maybe not Tesla, but what about Microsoft? So this is the 15-minute chart. This is the 15-minute chart with Microsoft. Can you see what we are doing here? It's like very visual, relevant key levels. Like, you know, like for example, here, all these downtrend, it's rejected right here. This was kind of the bottom of this trend right here. And also it was relevant on the next days. So I just marked this level. Or here, it tried to raise the price right here. This was kind of the level it was rejecting. Not only on Thursday, but also on Friday. Well, this is the new level here. This 518, it's a previous all-time highs. So my key levels are kind of very visual, not super, you know, like I don't try to go deep into the 1 minute and 5 minute candles. It's the 15-minute candles, maybe the 1 hour candle. But I try to do it like super easy. I don't try to be very complex on that process. So I can actually trust and react to my levels on my day trading. Do you use daily key levels? That was clear to me. It wanted the gap. Yeah. That was super easy, right, Richard? It went. Look at this. This went to one key level to the other. Previous day close, 518.29 reaction to previous day low, and then it just came back to this to the gap fill. Yeah, I mean, I try to keep them like really simple because first I'm not swinging. I'm not doing any swing trades. So what I do is I try to keep them like very, very, very simple. So I just don't overthink about them. All right. Well, that was Microsoft. In my opinion, this was kind of the easiest the easiest names to trade today. I totally missed them. I totally missed it. But this was the one of the ones with the relative weakness, right? This was Palantir. It tried to do something this morning with the very first candles. Then it broke below the 5 minute opening range. And then it came back, retested the pre-market low, previous day low. And I like this reaction here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Look at this reaction right here, pre-market low. It came back to previous day low. So if you open this position right here and you were aiming to the next key level, round number 172, this was a 122 something reward rate to trade. And let me tell you something about the validation levels and the risk reward, right? Like, I mean, after this reaction here, after this candle reaction here, and having this kind of candle right here, can you see almost no upper wick? This can go lower, right? So, I mean, this could be actually your 1 to 5 point something risk reward rate to trade. But this is just, something to help you identify how much you want to risk versus your potential reward. But I mean, just for you to know, I mean, with this kind of reaction here, look at this candle wick closing the body below this pre-market low, and then the next candle, it's a strong solid candle to the downside. I will try, like maybe take my risk here to pre-market low, because this is the relevant key level, right? Can you see here? This is support to resistance. So the actual key level is this pre-market low. So no need to have your risk all the way to here. Or once your trade start to work, you just move your invalidation level, right? Void, you did puts 957 right here. What's around here? Well, this is more like a breakout trade. Void, this is more like a breakout trade, because you were watching this price action here and you were like, oh well, this thing is going lower, so you took this 957 on the breakout of this pre-market low. It's fine, it's just different to what we do here, right? I mean, we waited for this retest of this key level that you were looking to break, right? Because if you take this candle here, what will be your risk? Like maybe at the top of this 174.50. So now you have a huge risk, and the potential, well, I mean, it was a good potential reward, but it's just too much of a risk for me. Young, you entered 10 a.m. right here. You stop out 10:01. You didn't trust your levels, right? Look, this is what happened. Let me tell you, I'm not criticizing your trade, Yang. It's just I'm gonna tell you something that I don't know if it's gonna be useful for you in the future, but this is something that I try to avoid, right? For me, this is an immediate retest. This is an immediate retest of the previous day low, right? And it's also previous week low, right? But this is immediate retest. So I like to see here this placement, or that it actually goes back to a previous key level. All right. So I kind of don't trust this immediate retest, because it doesn't give me clarity on my invalidation level, on where should I have my stop loss. All right. Is that a one candle rule? It might be. Like here, it might be. It's just, for me, this is immediate retest. And you know what I think about the one candle rule, right? It needs to be stronger. It needs to be obvious, right? And here, it's not like that obvious. J trades 943. 943. After watching the price action around previous day close, 943 here. So breakout trade. But I know what you did. I mean, I understand what you did here. Rejection, 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 rejection. Going lower, 943. This is your candle. This was a super nice trade. This is just a breakout trade, right? But that was perfect. Exited 1012. Oh my gosh. What was it? Like 100% win? Boy, the one candle rule is the order blocks. The order blocks. So if you are on a downtrend and you have an up closing candle, these become an order block, because if understanding what happened here is that there's a lot of orders on this area, and that's why price it's taking more time on this area here. That's the one candle rule. So the one candle rule is the retest of this order block, or this one candle that it's closing opposite to the trend. All right. All right. That was Palantir, guys. Apple. Look at this. It tried. Huge rejection of 233. Huge rejection of 233. Look at this. It tried this. This is the pre-market high, but it's also the 5-minute opening range low. And look what happened here. Rejection of these two key levels. And it went all the way to this next key level, 230.48. It was a 1 to 3 point something reward rate to trade, and it's actually dropping a little bit more, right? But we don't trust Apple. We don't trust Apple here. All right. The one at 957. Give me 1 second. I'm going back to Palantir. 957 here. All right. Yeah, no, again, that's perfect, and on context, it's even more perfect, right? It's just a breakout rate, not a break and retest. But it looks super good. It looks super good. What is this? Google. Well, Google didn't offer like a good chances to take something to the downside. But can you see these guys? I mean, oh, sorry. Come on. Where was it? What? Here. Sorry. So you were taking something like this. This was the channel. Can you see here? This is the rejection. All right. So once you identify this level here, this is your support. Look how well it came back, retested this area of support right here. Actually, I don't like this too much, but look how well retested this area here. So after looking at all of this rejection and struggling to reclaim this area here, this drop was super evident. This drop was super easy, right? And also it was on the previous day close, on your pre-market low, and very close to your 5 and 1 minute opening range low. All right. So this was a very nice trade to the downside. Can you see here? Again, it needs to be very clear and visual, guys. So to make it easy, right? Okay. Meta. Well, I think I don't have too much of a key levels on Meta. Not sure I'm gonna skip it. And I would like to go to this QQQ. This is the other trade I took. Let me show you. Let me show you what I did on QQQ. Okay, give me 1 second here. Discord. Okay. Can you see my trade cella here? It's taking a minute. Yes, right there. Okay. So basically, this is what we were talking about, Luke and me. So we were watching this kind of head and shoulders right here. And we were like, oh, should we take this breakout here? What do you think, Luke? And he was like, no, this is gone. This is gone. This is not a clear break and retest. This is gone, okay? But we retested here and we failed again to create new highs, all right? But this time we actually had this retest on this 5-minute opening range. Can you see here? So I took my trade right here. I took my trade. Thank you, Don. Actually, it actually tested my patience because ask Luke, I wanted to enter here. I wanted to enter here. But the one thing here is that, I mean, then you don't have a clear risk, right? So I waited for this. I took my chances here. My stop loss was, like reclaiming these candles, but it went all the way down. Clean retest, nice trade, thank you. I was tempted, right? We were actually, I'm being honest, we were discussing about entering right here, but we say like, no, we need to wait for the retest. So we waited all the way to here, and I sold my first contracts on this low, and then I sold more contracts on this pre-market low, and then I sold all my contracts on this previous day low, and this was actually kind of very, very close to low of the day, right? Very close to low of the day. So you even told me a clean break and retest is coming. Yeah, I was waiting for this. The thing, guys, is that you take your setup or nothing, right? I mean, you don't take like, oh, well, it looks like a nice opportunity. No. Is it a nice opportunity or it's not? Is it an A plus setup or it's not? So I didn't want, to take more risk on a Monday here. So I waited for the actual break and retest. And look at this. It actually happened. SPY was also a nice head and shoulders. Well, I think yes, but look at this. I think yes, we had a head and shoulders right here, but we never. Well, maybe this was the break and retest. Yeah, probably. I was just looking to different things, right? Like maybe the break and retest was around this area here. And this was the and this was in, like the neckline. Well, I don't know. Like I don't know where I will take this one here. Maybe I mean I think instead of looking at a pattern here, I will be looking at all these rejections right here. 647, 643.50 was the rejection area for SPY, right? Look how many rejections right here. Rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, here. So this 643, look at this, 643.50, 643.45 was the rejection area. Look at this. I mean, I didn't watch this until now. This was the money printing machine right here, right here. Are you guys chatting on the Discord? This is. I'm sorry about this, but you know, uh, look at me. We are besties. No, look at me. We are looking at the same things. So I was like, "Hey, look, are you watching this?" It was a private message. Everything that I share on the I mean trading wise, it's on the admins channel. And actually, I did share a lot of stuff today, right? Well, not a lot of stuff, but for example, the Amazon trade, I'm gonna show you because I don't want. Look at this. I was telling like, hey guys, Amazon here. I mean, you had this retest of the low of the day, and I actually draw the short position tool, and I was telling you like, oh well, I mean, I would like this, and then I actually sent when I went out on Amazon on this reclaim of previous yellow. So yeah, I mean, all of my ideas, all of my shares are right here. And this is what I was telling you a few minutes ago about the QQQs. So yeah, I mean, everything is in there, guys. You are not missing anything. All right, you are not missing anything. Um, and well, I think that's it. That's it. Not sure if anyone has a question or something else. Uh, if you don't, please, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later. If you are on Traders Lab, I'll see you later. If you are not, uh, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.